Hi, good evening all. Welcome to Franchise Reborn. We got news. UPL is locked in. Mellenstein is locked in. Of course, the majority of you are coming here to hear about UPL. And guys, I'm indifferent is the word to say about the term and the amount. But if you're going to get somebody that you believe in for that many years, that the amount is fine. But we have to have a goalie show up now with this contract, okay? And looking at it, 4.7, for those of you that don't know, 5 years, 4.75 million. Mellenstein, 2 years, 1.35 million per season. So Luukkonen, 25 years old, set career highs in games played, 54, wins 27, and 5 shutouts. Let's not forget that. I think the shutouts play a big role in this, believe it or not. Guys, we're in the day and age. His goals against, 257, excellent. His save percentage, 910, excellent. Those are, I would say, Marty Biron numbers, very good numbers. And Luukkonen showed us last year that there is something to his game that maybe a lot of us, including me, didn't know was there. So, am I okay with the signing is the question. Well, yes. Yeah, I guess I am. You know, look, it locks in 50% of the goalie issue in Buffalo, right? We got to get Levi locked in next year or this year, but we got to get Levi locked in next, and I'm sure if Levi comes up this year, he's going to be looking at the same kind of money next year. And guys, is it too much to have $10 million in your goaltending? No. No, it's not. It's really not. Not in this day and age. There's some teams, look at Tampa Bay, Florida, that have a $10 million goalie, basically, right? And they've won cups. So if we have 2 goalies that are costing the same amount, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. I know it's weird, eh? You look, and now we have $8.5 million of cap space open, and we have 22 out of 23 on the roster filled. Adams has done an incredible job, guys, of filling up the roster, getting it done, making sure, sticking to some sort of a budget to make sure we have open money for the in case syndrome. In case, you know, we pull off some miracle trade with Ottawa and bring over Brady Tkachuk. All of you will be in love, I guarantee, with Kevin Adams if we ever pulled off some sort of deal. And it wouldn't matter what we send, right? We could send a lot over there and we'd be pretty damn happy getting a stud like that. But that's just me dreaming, guys. So yeah, I guess I'm good with, I'm pretty good with it. 4.75. I was hoping we wouldn't go over 4. I was thinking 2 years at 3.5 a year, but if you're gonna get longer term, you're going to get the goalie's prime years, you're going to pay. And we're getting the goalie's prime years here. We are. We're getting between 25 and 30 years old. We're going to get some prime years here out of Luukkonen. And just the question is, guys, was last year a fluke? Because he had a hell of a year. Was it a fluke? Was it a one and off thing? We don't know yet. We'll have to see next year. If Luukkonen gives us anything resembling last year's goaltending the next 5 years, this is a steal. Okay, this is a steal. I'll say it right now. If we get anything resembling last year's goaltending, this contract will age beautifully. Will we get that? Let's put it this way, guys. Next year, if Luukkonen, okay, I won't say craps the bed, but craps the bed. And I don't mean a horrible, let's say a 900 save percentage. His usual stats before he did what he did when he got hot in that stretch. Let's say he's 900 and a goals against average of 290. There's no reason to panic is what I'm saying. We've got him locked in for 5 years, not 1, okay? Everybody last year was panicking about Dylan Cousins. Everybody that snapped at me said, Wayne, this is a great contract. We're all saying, yeah, you were right. Like, you know, no. Dylan Cousins, I know is a good contract. It's a good contract. Dylan Cousins isn't going to be a flop. He had an off year. Everything that went wrong last year for the Sabres, for some of the players, he was one of them, went wrong. This could happen to Luukkonen next year. Now, do I think it will? I got no clue. He might even be better next year. What if that happens? Then we're all going to be talking how smart Kevin Adams is again. So I think, guys, what we have to do with this one is let's let it simmer on the oven and see what happens We'll see if it boils over or not. Because if this contract starts to age really nicely, we're set in nets. Because I'm convinced, as you know, Devin Levi's a stud. He's going to be... I'd be really sad losing Devin Levi in a trade. Put it that way. It'd be really sad if we lost him in a deal. But, of course, my loyalties lie with the logo, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens next year. But if Levi can step it up and Luukkonen continue the march he was on last year, then we got goaltending. We're fine. We're fine in nets all of a sudden. We don't got to worry. I don't really care if they're younger, and that doesn't really matter to me. It really doesn't. But Luukkonen's not a kid no more. He's 25. He's Ryan Miller's age, and Ryan Miller took that big step. Remember, guys, in 06? Remember when Miller came in and Barreau set the record for, what was it, consecutive wins or whatever it was that year? But still, when it came right down to it, Ryan Miller, who didn't have, I don't believe he had any shutouts in his first year, we knew was a stud. We knew what we had. We knew we had something special with Ryan Miller. We knew it. It was like we hadn't seen anything like that since Dominic Hasek. And this is why I advocated years ago for his number to be retired, because really the only goalies I would say deserve to be retired in the rafters are Dominic Hasek and Ryan Miller in our entire history. We can look back and make arguments for Barrasso and Crozier and all these guys. You're just being sentimental, not realistic. Really, those guys were good. Barrasso was great his rookie year, and after that, he was pretty much average, really, especially come playoff time. He was pretty average. So people say he won the cup. Yeah, he had a guy named Mario Lemieux in front of him. Who's not going to win the cup? You think Ryan Miller wouldn't have won a cup with Mario Lemieux in his prime in front of him? So I think it's a good contract, 4.75. It's not 6. If it was 6, I'd be a little upset. You know, I'd be saying, oh boy, is that high risk. But we let our good friends in Detroit take those high risks, not us. This is a homegrown product. We know him. We know his personality. We're not just going to take him off the street and give out contracts like some other franchises do. We brought him up in our system. We know what he's about. We know what his character's about. Would I rather have him than a dirtbag like Robin Lehner? Yeah, no kidding. Or Ullmark? Yeah, I'd rather have Luukkonen. No kidding. I'd rather have this guy. Absolutely. I've always thought Ullmark is so overrated, This guy kind of did it the right way. He just got a little bit better, then boom, he kind of flourished, And that's kind of what happened with him last year. Now, that doesn't guarantee, guys. It doesn't guarantee that next year we're going to get the same goalie. It doesn't guarantee it. But as you guys know, we're in the era you're paying on potential. This guy showed us a lot of potential last year. So it's a good risk because we have some proof also. We got some proof last year, what he could be about. And if he gets better than last year, wow, then it's a steal for sure. I mean, look at Bobrovsky, what he turned into. Really, guys, I remember when he was on Philadelphia and they moved him, and I had no clue this guy was going to win multiple Vezinas, and he won. I mean, what goalie wins a Vezina with Columbus, And then now we've seen what he did in the playoffs since last year. It looked like the guy was never really going to get his act really together with that contract, and then boom. Remember, it was like the worst contract in hockey, they were saying, him and Skinner? Well, look what happened this year. Pretty damn awesome, right? So let's hope this is one of our Stanley Cup pieces, guys. I'll leave it there. I'm good with the contract. I'm very good with the Malenstein contract. I'm glad that we got this resolved and we avoided arbitration. I'm very happy about that. No arbitration, okay? So that stabilizes things. And now, guys, the question is, are we going to trade Peyton Krebs? Because they don't seem in any rush to get him signed, eh? So is he a movable piece in a trade that they're trying to get gone? My gut feeling is they're trying to trade him, and they've got a few options out there, and they know that, believe it or not, for those of you that don't believe it, but I do, Peyton Krebs is still an attractive piece as part of a trade, and to some teams, right? I know he hasn't done much in Buffalo, but he we put him on a line with Gergensen and Okposo, folks. You know? And people are going to say you got some top line minutes last year. We didn't really have a top line last year, okay? They were injured half the time and everything, so let's not go there. Let's see this year what happens with our goaltending. I'm excited about that. We've got Levi locked in still, we know that, but I am curious now, will this really motivate Levi, you know, to want to cash in big also, which he should. He should want to cash in like this also. So I guess I'll leave it there, guys. What do you think? Are you good with it? I'm guessing that the majority of you are pretty good with it. For those of you not Luukkonen fans, give him a chance. I did last year. I was impressed. You know, I was out of patience with Luukkonen also. I really was. He was so damn inconsistent. But you got to remember, goalies, you know, when they hit that level of development where they arrive, maybe that's what we have here. As for Levi, I think we have a stud, so I'm not worried there. And the Malenstein contract, I'm thrilled with. That's good news there, guys. I'm glad it was 2 years, not just one. And I'm glad it did, you know, I'm just glad the way that worked out. But I'm really, really wondering now, Peyton Krebs, are we moving him? We might be. They don't seem in any rush to get Krebs locked in. And I think Krebs, you know, he's not going to get much, but how come he hasn't been locked in yet? You know what I mean? What is going on there? So I know it's not like top of the list for all of us like it would have been like 3 years ago, but it's still, or 2 years ago, it's still an important asset to have signed. So we got to get him locked in, especially if we're going to move him. We have him at a friendly number. We can move him, you know? If we can move Krebs, move out a first rounder, move out one of our big prospects and bring in another big winger, left winger. If we can bring in another winger, but it could be left or right, really. If we can bring another big winger in, a top six winger, guys, we're set. We're just set, okay? So maybe he's a trade piece. I'll say it again. It's kind of how I feel. All right, guys, I've yacked long enough. Done for the night. I had to get a video out there to you. I'll see you guys soon. Busy as hell, working hard, but I will be back soon enough, guys. I got to do a video. I might do a nightcap video, guys, and show you a few things I'm brewing up. Okay. I'll see you in the. I'm gonna do a blue and gold video. I'll see you in that one.